Hello, welcome back to The Young Voter. The Senate voted this week to end oil company subsidies, the $4 billion a year that the U.S. government gives to companies like ExxonMobil. And this proposal actually received a majority of votes in the Senate, but the Republicans and some Democrats filibustered it. I don't understand it. The most profitable corporations in the world, like ExxonMobil, that make about $1 billion in profit a week, these companies need tax breaks from American people. In fact, most of these companies pay $0 in U.S. taxes. It makes no sense that they should have these. But the politicians are not working for you and me. They are working for the oil companies. Every Republican senator in the United States Senate has received hundreds of thousands of dollars from the oil and gas industry, and so have many Democrats. That's what prompted 3 Democrats to vote against ending these subsidies. Those Democrats are Mary Landrieu of Louisiana, Mark Begich of Alaska, and Ben Nelson of Nebraska. Mary Landrieu has received $406,050 over the past 5 years from the oil and gas industry. Mark Begich has received $139,805, and Ben Nelson of Nebraska, $106,150. Now, it's understandable that Mary Landrieu and Mark Begich would perhaps be hesitant to end these tax breaks because they're from oil-producing states, so the oil companies would not be very happy with them if they didn't do their bidding. And it's not really surprising that Senator Ben Nelson, one of the most conservative Democrats, Freudian slip, in the U.S. Senate, voted to not end these tax breaks. But don't worry, Cornhusker kickbacker Ben Nelson will probably be defeated next year because he is not conservative enough for the state of Nebraska. Case in point, he has said that there will be no tax increases on even millionaires and billionaires in the upcoming budget deal that he would support. But credit where credit is due. 2 Republican senators voted to end these tax breaks, and credit to them. Senators Olympia Snowe and Susan Collins of Maine voted for sanity and voted to end these handouts to the oil industry. In other news this week, the 2012 presidential field on the Republican side is solidifying, and some frontrunners are emerging. Mitt Romney, chief among them. However, someone who's trying to dislodge Mr. Romney from his frontrunner status, Newt Gingrich, is in a little bit of hot water this week. He made some comments, disparaging comments, about Paul Ryan's budget plan, the plan that effectively kills Medicare. He called it, quote, right-wing social engineering. And immediately, talk show hosts and Republican political commentators from around the country demonized Mr. Gingrich for being a rhino, Republican in name only, because now the new litmus test for Republican candidates in 2012 is whether you would destroy Medicare. If you are not willing to destroy Medicare, then you cannot be a viable candidate for the Republican nomination. Good luck with that, because in the general election, many seniors will not appreciate you destroying their Medicare, and independent voters, I don't think, like it that much either. In other news, Mike Huckabee and Donald Trump are out of the 2012 presidential field. Mr. Huckabee would have been a strong competitor for Southern votes against Mr. Obama, as well as in Appalachia. Now perhaps Mr. Obama is breathing slightly easier because he is probably favored in states such as North Carolina and Virginia, whose electoral votes will be crucial in his re-election fight. Yet, Republicans and people in general are unsatisfied with their options to take on President Obama. And certain operatives are trying to recruit Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels, the policy wonk who was George W. Bush's budget director. It's certainly something to be proud to run on. Turning Clinton-era surpluses into gigantic George Bush deficits is something that will endear you to independent voters and conservative Republicans in this time of fiscal austerity. Thank you again for watching The Young Voter.